Thank you. Welcome to Red Bank Catholic. It's so great that you can come out on a Monday evening. We put this evening program in a year ago because we know that Sunday afternoons are tough. A lot of things going on. So we appreciate the fact that you can be with us tonight. And I'm going to spend a few minutes with you just giving you kind of a picture, a snapshot of this school. But really, I want you spending the time this evening getting to meet our kids and our faculty, because that's where the magic is. I have been here for 20 years as principal. My name is Mr. Abatemarco, but the kids and everybody else call me Mr. Ray for obvious reasons, and that's okay. But every day for 20 years, and I can say that unequivocally, I come to this place and I consider it a privilege. It is a dream job. It really is. And I am inspired, challenged, and I am taught by the people I share my day with every day at Red Bank Catholic. And I can tell you that, in all honesty, for 20 years, and it hasn't stopped. There's extraordinary things happening. But you're coming here today doing a little research. You're trying to figure out, is RBC for me? You're probably not sure. That's okay. It's our job to dream for you. And we have big dreams for you. Theologian once said that God loves you the way you are, but refuses to leave you that way. We also take that mission seriously. He knows your full potential, and we'll help you discover it. You'll see that our mission statement says it very clearly. We want to engage, fully engage, the hearts, minds, and souls of our students. It's a lofty ambition, but here at RBC, it's not simply about academics. Our focus is on forming students. Dr. John Garvey said it really well. He's the president of Catholic University, and I quote, "Catholic education takes an inclusive approach. Catholic educators teach Newton, Picasso, Jane Austen. Students learn facts about gravity and cubism, much as they would in any secular setting in any school. But here's the difference in any Catholic school, but also very especially here at Red Bank Catholic." He says this, "In the background, and often in the foreground, are explorations of the relationships between religion and science, God and beauty, morality and politics." Our bishop says it probably more concisely and beautifully. It's where faith and learning collide and light a fire. Think about that. So Catholic education is not limiting. It's not constricting. It's actually liberating. It's an ambitious, broad, challenging education. Tonight, I want to challenge you to be ambitious, both as a student and as a parent. Now, I'm talking a pretty big game here. I do it because I'm very confident. Because in my head, I have hundreds, maybe thousands of stories, just over my 20 years as principal. I can tell you stories of some of our older alumni who have made their mark in all walks of life, but I'm going to tell you just a couple of examples of recent alumni within the last 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, who are doing extraordinary things as an example of the type of kid who comes to RBC and takes advantage of this education. Our 2008 valedictorian went to Georgetown, graduated, started a software company, and now runs the entire European theater of that company. In fact, I just saw him last week. He was in town, and he's going to Russia next week to do the same. Another one of our graduates, while here, she was a 3-letter sports person, 3 different sports. And you would think that would be her calling. When in actuality, right now, she's studying surgery at Cornell. A graduate from last year's class was one of only 5 women accepted at the electrical engineering program in the College of New Jersey. And another from a few years ago went on and got her master's in special education at Boston College. She's now the youngest candidate in the entire Chicago public system in the New Leaders for New Schools principal training program. But you know what impresses me most about that? While she's doing that, she's still teaching underprivileged kids on the south side of Chicago. These are young people of achievement, but they are young people of purpose. And that's what a Red Bank Catholic education is all about. So you can see why I get excited and why I'm confident. I know where our graduates go. I know what they accomplish. I know how they prepared. And I also know who prepared. This faculty energizes me. Talk about confidence, curiosity, compassion, creativity. That's the caliber of this faculty. And you're going to meet some of them, but you're not going to meet them all. But I'd like to give you just a snapshot again of the type of person that chooses to teach, that chooses their mission to teach at this school. 10 of our teachers who have master's or doctorate degrees are adjunct professors at Seton Hall and Brookdale. They teach classes for college credit here through our dual enrollment program. 2 of our English teachers won scholarships this summer to study Shakespeare, teaching, performance in Manhattan. The moderator of our Signpost, which is our school newspaper, teaches a course for gifted students at Princeton every summer. Also in the summer, I have science teachers that have gone to Penn State to study everything from black holes to various science projects to teach here those concepts in their science classes. The chair of that department has been involved in a 20-year study, an invaluable study on the bluebird and their presence in Monmouth County. Our kids have been working with her over that 20-year period, and they have collected data that has been sent to the ornithology lab at Cornell University. Our librarian was selected to be a docent in the 9/11 memorial. The chair of the English department also spent last summer at Boston University taking a poetry course with renowned poet Robert Pinsky. Summer previous to that, she studied at Yale. One of our talented art teachers just developed a children's book and had it published. I field tested it on my 7 grandchildren, passed with flying colors. Under the guidance of a very gifted music director, Red Bank Catholic will once again this year be performing at Carnegie Hall, our choir, to open up the Christmas season. Magnificent. Our kids on the Carnegie Hall stage, Red Bank Catholic, a part of the opening of Christmas in New York City. We sponsor 7 missions around the world. We are only one of a handful of high schools that has been selected as a Maryknoll officiate. We take mission seriously here. We take service as part of our culture. It happens all the time. I can talk to you about these accolades and the advanced studies and our faculty's ambition, but I must tell you that what makes them extraordinary is the fact that they have passion and compassion. We have levels of study here. People might call those tracks, but we don't see it that way because we do not establish tracks for students here. We establish pathways. So if you come to us and you're weak in mathematics, but you're great in English, you can mix and match those levels. And the same thing vice versa. Because essentially what we want to do is help you soar in both, the pace that you want to go and the level that's suited for your abilities. We're not going to lock you in. Once you're here, you fly as high and as fast as you want to. You won't do it alone. We'll challenge you, but we'll also nurture you. We'll walk with you and care about you. I hear many people come to me and say, Red Bank Catholic seems like a happy place. You've met our kids, so I don't have to explain to you. That's the way they are. They're happy. Our faculty enjoy teaching here. And our alumni love to come back. We have alumni from the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s who come back on this day, open house day, because they know everybody's going to be here. That's Red Bank Catholic. They say that your high school education goes by quickly, 4 years will pass by, and it will. But at Red Bank Catholic, your affiliation and your experience here will last forever. Because once you're a Casey, you are always a Casey. Talk to any of our graduates, they'll tell you so. So I know you have some big decisions today. You have lots of information to process and start to go through. So make sure you talk to our ambassador, talk to our coaches, and talk to our staff. But I also want you to make sure that you take note of something else. And in spite of the fact that we are a school that has its roots in the 19th century, that there are a number of 21st century learning models happening at Red Bank Catholic. Because we are a school that has always adapted, that never changed who we are. So we're going to give you a card with your admission stuff today, where you can sign on as a student into our new dashboards that our teachers have established. It is changing the way we learn. It is adapting to the way that young people learn by use of technology. Because technology at Red Bank Catholic is not driven by the machine. It's driven by the curriculum. It's It's driven by learning. So as we implement these dashboards, there are things happening that are changing the way kids learn. Give you an example of one. We have a math teacher who uses the whiteboard. Many of you do. But this teacher will then load that whiteboard lesson onto their dashboard. So a student can go home that night and see the lesson on their own dashboard. Now that's great in and of itself, but let me tell you why it's changing learning. The students tell us that now, during the class period, they can sit there and interact with the teacher rather than feverishly taking notes. They can just learn the stuff and then go home and review it. Make sure you visit some of the other things where you see that evidence in our buildings, such as our Sony Virtuoso Language Lab, only one of 3 in the area. How is that changing learning? Well, here's how it is. And the kids tell us this. I'm not making this up. The kids tell us this. They say, Mr. A, when I go into the language lab, I converse for a full period of instruction. I'm talking, I'm hearing, I'm conversing. In a typical Spanish class, you raise your hand, maybe you get 2 or 3 times to talk. In our language lab, state of the art, they're talking the entire time. We're changing the way they learn. We're changing the way they interact. And for those kids who want to step out of the norm, who want to do something extraordinary or different that can't be offered in a typical high school day, we are members of the Global Consortium of Virtual High Schools. We have kids who can take a 7th course in their regular day on Virtual High School. And we've had kids take courses on Vietnam history, zoology, bioethics, for credit at Red Bank Catholic. There are no walls for our kids, and they have both the desire and the ability to do that. So today is about information and exploration, but mostly about hope and vision. We know you're hoping to find the best fit for high school, and that's why you're visiting. This is a good time of year to do that. Parents, we know that hope for your student is limitless. We've all had children, and we want the best for them. Hope for your child, your son or daughter, is actually a form of prayer, isn't it? Sending your son or daughter to Red Bank Catholic is an act of unbounded hope. We share that hope. And we also know that if you take advantage of an education like this, at a school like this, that we will allow that hope to produce people of vision. We look for young people of ability. We want to graduate men and women of purpose. Ultimately, we hope God will help you find the right path. Whatever it is, wherever it is, whether it's here or somewhere else. We have high hopes for you, and so does He. Have no small dreams. Be outrageously ambitious for yourself. You should strive for nothing less. Welcome to Red Bank Catholic. Have a great visit. God bless you as you pursue your dreams.